Hey, welcome to the latest content burst. Today, we're going to talk about Worcester versus the state of Georgia. Cherokee resistance, the Supreme Court ignored, and the Cherokees removed. So in the last video, we talked all about the Indian Removal Act of 1830, the removal of the 5 civilized tribes, and some of the beginnings of resistance. Well, today we're going to focus on one specific tribe, and that's the Cherokee tribe. The Cherokee resisted like many others. They had already set up their own system of government. They modeled it very closely on the U.S. Constitution. And even before our Constitution was set up, the Cherokee Nation had signed treaties with the United States government. So they believed that really they had a very true claim to the lands. And they really shouldn't have to follow American laws since they were their own independent nation. But shortly after their resistance started, gold was discovered on their lands. And Americans wanted the land. And the Georgia militia began forcibly removing the Cherokee from their land. So they sued. Cherokee Town sued the state of Georgia in response. The case made it all the way up to the Supreme Court. In 1832, the case was called Worcester versus state of Georgia. And the Supreme Court ruled that the Cherokee Nation was a distinct community of their own, really, a distinct community. Laws of Georgia had no force, right? They said the federal government wrote treaties with other nations, hence Cherokee was its own nation. And as such, only the federal government, the federal laws could really apply to the Cherokee. Well, as you might imagine, the Georgians didn't take that news so well, and they really just ignored the Supreme Court ruling and continued to forcibly remove the Cherokees from their land. Don't forget John Calhoun and the others saying it was for their own good, right? They want to keep them separate, give them this great land in Oklahoma. That way they can live their own lives peaceably. Additionally, President Jackson says of John Marshall, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, he says, John Marshall made his decision, now let him enforce it. So not only do you have the state of Georgia ignoring the ruling, you have the federal government, the people the Cherokees were looking to for help, President Jackson saying, you're on your own, right? Supreme Court couldn't enforce it. Jackson refused to enforce it, and as a result, the removal begins. Spring of 1838, United States troops begin to remove all of the Cherokee to land in Indian Territory. And you'll see after these roundups and this forced march, we'll see in the next video, the Trail of Tears. Thanks for watching.